5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, hello there.
Howdy.
Howdy ho, motherfuckers. Anyway,
Howdy, neighbor.
the kitty chat pulled up here. There we go. What's up, George? Tomcat. What's up, everybody?
The important people are here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what matters.
That's all that matters. That's all that ever mattered. I'm gonna get this somehow. I don't know how yet, though. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's exactly what I say every morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. What the fuck am I doing, man? I got the front of it. That's. God damn. This is why I shouldn't throw away the fucking instructions on how to do these goddamn things. You know, I got friends and stuff that are like, "Oh, it's relaxing. I just sit here like and transform a transformer over and over again." And like, I'm like, how is this fucking relaxing? This is not relaxing, dude.
Like transforming it 3 times during live chat?
Yeah.
Transforming 3 of them 3 times.
Like, oh yeah, just sit there and transform it like it's a fucking fidget spinner or something. I'm like, oh, that must be nice that you can figure that shit out. I can't. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Maybe this is why I never collected Transformers. This has got to be it. It's because I can't. It's because I can't. I don't know how to do it. Try as I might. I can't fucking figure this shit out. Hey guys, what's everybody doing?
Howdy.
What's up, firefighter?
Well, it's a bad time that I came back from Cybertron.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here.
You ever wondered what it looks like if Superman and the Silver Surfer have a baby?
Yeah, I can dig it.
That's a bit disturbing.
Why? Are you homophobic?
No.
Sounds
But
like.
it would have to be the new female Silver Surfer from the okay-ish Fantastic Four movie.
Mm-hmm.
The gayish Fantastic movie. What?
The gayish?
The gay.
We were just talking about we're not homophobic here.
I said the okay-ish.
Oh, come in. You're all calling Fantastic Four movie gay. I don't know what's going on.
Gay. I don't know. I'm trying, Jared. I'm fucking trying. This fucking shit.
Just not very hard.
Well, the funny thing is Matt, your rant about Transformers was the same rant I had when I got my first one as a kid growing up. Like, how the hell do you get this thing to transform?
I mean, I feel like I'm getting there with him. Like, but somehow I got to get these wing pieces to like swoop around, make the kind of disc-shaped wings that go on the side, and I can't figure out fucking how to do that because I'm a retard. Apparently, I'm just retarded. Apparently, I can't even fucking deal with a fucking child's toy because I'm a retard.
You are a toy.
Well, the funny thing is like a few weeks ago, I was putting together one of those little Transformers model kits that comes with a battery pack and it lights up and talks.
Was it Soundwave?
Yeah.
Soundwave's in the room with us right now.
Yeah, I have the same one sitting on my shelf behind my desk.
Look, see, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Because I earned the title of Soundwave as a joke from one of my coworkers when I was still at Hellmart.
Sound wave
hold on.
superior.
A call. Yeah, hello.
Constructicons inferior.
Up.
GoBots
Oh.
inferior.
Okay. Bye. Okay. I don't know what
What's
that
this
was about. Fuck you, Jared. I feel like any problems I have with Transformers is just going to be your fault. I'm just going to blame you because
It's like today, my friend Brad, he bumped in my shoulder. I didn't know who it was him at first. I said, "Oh, excuse me." I turned around. Oh, it's Brad. Fuck you. And everybody laughed.
good God,
And then everyone died. The
everyone.
end.
It's just a geek chat. They're talking about geek stuff and toys, movies, and whatnot.
It's very offensive that you would ask.
I'm very offended. Fuck you, Bumblebee. You piece of
No,
shit.
no. Remember. Badassatron.
Badassatron. Exactly.
Badassatron.
Ugh.
I can't do it.
I still can't
do
get
it.
over that Leonard Nimoy was the voice of Ultron in the
Galvatron?
movie.
Galvatron.
Galvatron.
Oh, Galvatron. Yeah, it was Orson Welles who was Ultron.
Unicron.
Unicron.
I knew it started with a U.
It's all because of you.
Yes, because Matt has the touch. He has the power.
Considered sparing your wretched the planet of Cybertron.
But
But now, you shall witness
I don't think these little pieces at the back are supposed to stick up like that.
Yeah, they're air vents.
That's what she said.
They are?
No, I'm
Fuck you. God damn it. I'm so close.
That's what she said.
I'm so close.
That's what she said.
Ah,
That's what she said.
I can't do it.
Oh,
That's what she said.
I don't know. This is just so wrong. Anyway, hi, chat. What the?
Good thing I hit the mute button real quick, or else you guys would have heard a seal.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. What's everybody up to today?
we didn't know. Don't you know? Eyes become white.
Opening 15 to 20-year-old figures and enjoying all the really old tape and zip ties. I'm glad we got away from zip tie or the twist ties.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So what's the latest in Geek? Firefighter, didn't you say you did something last weekend?
Yes, I went to Fan Expo Cleveland.
What is that? What is that? What kind of geek stuff is that? Or is that just
Hello, Cleveland.
It's everything. So you had like TV shows, comics, like local artists, voice actors, little bit of everything.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
have several figures of Spider-Man 2099. I have the first appearance of Spider-Man 29 signed by the artist.
I got a couple
Nice.
of 29s.
I've got one. It's the most recent retro
Yeah.
card.
Like, I know some of the big celebrities I was going to try to meet that weekend was Tamara Morrison, Shatner, Jonathan Frakes, Gates McFadden. But when I went to go look at the photo ops pricings,
Oh yeah, it's fucking.
$100 to $200 for almost each of them.
Oh, I can imagine.
William Shatner.
Especially like Shatner. Oh, dude, Shatner's.
Yeah. Shatner's
Yeah.
$100 autograph. Peter Cullen, 75.
No, that Saturday when I went, he was listed. Him, Gates, and Jonathan Frakes were all listed for $200 for autographs and or pictures.
Well, that $100 was like 6 years ago, so his rates went up, doubled since.
I'm like, I only brought $260 cash.
Absolutely, Sam Anarchy.
Rest. He's just taking a very long nap. He's earned it.
No. He's not dead.
No, he's just
He
taking a
kicked
nap.
he kicked the Grim Reaper. I can't talk. The Grim Reaper's ass, and he's now the Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper came for him. He kicked his ass, but he had to take up the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to defer to the expert. Did I get it right?
Looks good.
That
Very,
didn't
very
take
nice.
far too fucking long.
Is that one of those little Creo things or whatever they're called?
Oh, it's Cybertronian Bumblebee from the very first episode of Transformers back in 1984.
Yeah, I know, but that looks like the similar model kit I was making a few weeks ago for
No,
Soundwave.
this is
It has
an
really been a few, there's a few figures out that has their Cybertronian alt modes from the first episode. You got Bumblebee, Wheeljack, and Jazz. The Jazz one looks pretty cool too.
Let's see.
Oh.
Where was I? Nicky Pete says, "Y'all play Resident Evil? The new one's pretty sweet, dude. I haven't played a Resident Evil game since Resident Evil 5, which was fucking 15 years ago or something.
I think you're being a little conservative there. I think it was a lot longer than that. I think. It was,
Well, whenever the fuck it was, Resident Evil 5. Which, to be honest, like I really liked Resident Evil 4, and then I didn't really like Resident Evil 5 that much. It got to the point to where it was just going too much into the whatever the new zombies were that were like fucking not really the zombies anymore.
yeah.
And
So-
I didn't like it. I loved 4, but 5 didn't. Like I played it, but
Zombies by any other means.
The last ones I played were 6 and Operation Raccoon City or whatever it was, the god awful one.
The last one I played was 2 and 3 remake.
yeah, actually, I did play because I had. Well, no, I think this was probably from pre Resident Evil 5, but I did play for a while. For many years, me and my wife used to play whatever the Resident Evil that was on the Wii. The one that was like it was like a
Revelations.
I don't remember what it was, but it was the one where you're like on it's like the games you play at the arcade where your character's just moving through the fucking game without you're not doing the motion, you're just shooting at shit as the
Side
camera
scroller.
constantly moving. I can't remember what the name of it was, but we played that one for a while because
I love side scrollers. I grew up. with
no, it wasn't a side scroller. It was like
like a Rails.
yeah, like
rail-
on rails.
rails.
Like it's just a shooter on. It's like a rail shooter.
Oh,
Shooter on
okay,
rails.
got you.
And they put it on Wii, so we would just sit there because we had the Wii set up in the bedroom. So we'd sit there in fucking bed and just shooting at the fucking screen, you know. And we played that one for a while, like long after the Wii was essentially no longer a.
Okay, I got a list for you of the Wii ones. There was Umbrella Chronicles, Dark Side Chronicles, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Remake, and RE0 that all had a Wii edition.
It was like one of the Chronicles ones. I don't remember which one. Probably Umbrella Chronicles, but we played that one for a while.
Yeah, Umbrella Chronicles looks like it's the on rails light gun shooter. So
Yeah, that was a fun game, dude. I like that. That was like one of those games. It was just you didn't have to think about it. You could just sit there and play for a little while until you got bored and move on to something else.
yeah.
So it was a good game. I enjoyed it.
Chunk 8787. Starfield is all right. It's not great. Now on PC, and I don't know about Xbox, but there's a overhaul mod to turn it into basically Star Wars, and you basically play as bounty hunters or Jedi or whatever, and that makes the game worth it. The game itself is kind of meh. If you want something that's going to give you some solid gameplay that's going to be kind of similar to that, I would go with No Man's Sky.
Toto says, I make figures for stop motion and poses. That's cool. Do you ever use like action figures? Because I mean, there's several channels on YouTube that use action figures to do that. Or do you make your own figures, like fresh from scratch? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, there's some channels that do all that shit.
Oh boy, there's a question in the chat that I don't know if I should answer about Starfield, because it's coming to PlayStation, because it used to be an Xbox exclusive. I'd say if you want something that kind of feels like Oblivion in space, but without magic, pick it up. Because there is a character trait you could get that is a direct Easter egg to Oblivion.
The fan, the endeared fan or whatever he's called. Yeah.
I just kept him on my ship the entire time.
Let's see. Officer Tater Hater says, "So are you officially a cop now? Does this mean I have to stop sending you all my cop videos?" No, I still read and watch all the videos you send me.
No, he's just gonna be doing so with a thin blue line hat on.
Fuck that shit. No,
Afro Man.
Oh, dude, the Afro Man shit was fucking
that
awesome.
was amazing.
That was fucking awesome, dude.
I'm like, the sad thing is I know where that county's at, and I'm like, I would never expect that level of corruption that far south.
My favorite part was him pulling the cop's ex-wife up as their witness.
Well, the funniest thing to come out of that was the one where he caught that one deputy looking at the lemon pound cake, and he did the whole video fat shaming him.
All right. So, I want to talk a little bit about Firefly coming back, because I'm very excited about this. Although, from what I gathered, we're not going to get it for a while, right? Like, they haven't actually done any Firefly shit yet.
Last I saw, they were still looking for a platform.
Yeah, so they said they got that. So they've got the animation studio, they've got everybody on board, they got the writers, they got the directors, the producers, they got all the shit. They just don't have a place to put it, which tells me they haven't actually started making any episodes yet.
Which is bullshit.
Which, yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. It just means it's going to take longer, but they are bringing Alan Tudyk back, so it's animated, which means
it's probably gonna be a prequel.
Because there's presumably a lot that happened between the series and the movie, right?
Yeah,
like time had fucking passed.
The only actor is they have to do like a different casting the book for the book's character.
Yeah, because he passed away.
He actually did pass away.
Well, but I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to see. I want to see any Firefly. Like, I'd be happy with any Firefly, but I kind of want to see what happens after the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want to see, like, what is the fucking. What does the galaxy look like after all that shit happened? And they revealed all the secrets and about the Reavers and everything else and all the, you know what I mean? About all the stuff. Like, I kind of want to see what happens next in the story. So I hope they at least.
Maybe they could sci-fi the Wash come back to some kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I like the idea of him his consciousness being put in the fucking Serenity, and he becomes the fucking computer. It's sci-fi; they can do that shit.
Yeah.
So,
well, they could even do like maybe, I know he was impaled like really badly.
yeah,
Maybe like in the heat of the moment, they messed up and they thought he was dead and he was
something. I don't know. Just because, like, yeah, you could do like if you just wanted to do like an episode, adventure of the week type show, then yeah, there's probably a lot of time you could fill in between the end of the show and the movie, but which is cool. But since we already know kind of how it ends, I don't know if that would be as satisfying as getting more stories after the movie and seeing how everything fucking changed. You know what I mean?
Or what about they do some flashbacks to like the war?
Yeah,
that brought them all together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be good. They have to like be careful about when they do like prequel and in between stuff. It's got begin and end. You can't do stuff that's going to screw up your ending or change continuity.
Yeah.
Don't be like modern Star Trek and Star Wars and just say fuck cut continuity.
Yeah.
Yep. Throw it out the window.
By the way, Jared, I need one of those shirts. George says Walsh and Book will be in the series. Animated series will take place right after the series No Serenity. Well, yeah, I mean, there's you can put a lot. You could do seasons and seasons of television between the series and the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of space you can fill in there. I still want to know what the fuck happens after the movie, though. That was
The credits roll.
There's potentially a lot of fucking shit that happens in that, in that universe after all the shit from the movie. So I want to see. I want answers, motherfuckers. I want to know how that affected everything.
If I'm right, wasn't the lore around the Reavers they came to be because of a failed Alliance experiment?
That was the whole point of Serenity.
Yeah,
Movie.
the whole point. Well, because the Reavers, you just like the entire series and the whole thing was like nobody knew where they came from or what they were. They were just crazy or whatever. And then that's the big secret is that the Alliance fucking created them.
It's the PAX.
Orion packs.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah, the PAX drug had two effects. Like for most of the population, it worked too good, and it made everybody compliant, and they just laid down and went to sleep and died. They didn't do nothing. But on a smaller proportion of the people, it had the opposite effect, and it drove them insane and nonstop. That's what created the Reavers.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of like
it's essentially it's like a fucking it's like a zombie story, like space zombie.
And apparently it's contagious too, because Reavers have been able to make more Reavers just in contact.
Unless they just
Damn it.
Unless
Normal zombies are bad enough, but space zombies?
well, at least they're not real zombies, right? Like they can die.
Yeah, they're still mortal, but they don't feel pain.
That's it. I don't know if there's any space zombies more scary than Death Troopers.
No, the ones from fucking Dead Space, dude. Dead
Yeah,
Space. Did you ever play Dead Space?
I played Dead Space.
Oh, I love those games, dude.
The Flood's pretty up there too, as far as space zombies.
Yeah.
No. The Flood's on par with the Tyranids from Warhammer. Consume the biomass.
Yeah. I mean, they're mutant zombies, but they're zombies.
Oh, space zombies are cool. Zombies are cool. Space zombies are cool. everything in there is awesome.
Matt, did you ever read or listen to the Death Troopers Star Wars Zombies? It's got Han Solo investigating a ship, and there's some sort of zombie virus loose on an Imperial Star Destroyer. And it's
what was this, a book or something?
Yeah, it was a book. Death Troopers. I think it was called Death Troopers.
Hold on, let me consult the Googles.
Any relation to the Death Troopers from Ahsoka?
No, none.
Completely different. Okay.
This one.
Okay, so it's like actual zombies, not like
actual zombies.
Yeah, okay. Because the ones from Ahsoka were basically created by Danthamir witches, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So they might be zombies. I don't know. But
they didn't confirm it in the show, but you got the feeling that they were some kind of undead army or something. I don't know. They didn't confirm it. I hope in Ahsoka they do. That'd be fucking cool.
Was there any worse of a reveal than that Inquisitor guy, that Morak or whatever his name called, and then he just died in an episode? They built him up.
Oh, I know, because we were all like, there were rumors that he might have been Kanan.
Could be Starkiller, could have been Kanan, could have been Ezra. Someone captured,
disappeared into a fucking mist.
Cloud.
And no explanation of who he was, what he was. Like, what the fuck was he? He just fucking turned into a fucking steam and fucking disappeared. Like, what? You need to explain this shit more.
The Blackwing virus.
I was really hoping he was like a fucking brainwashed Kanan.
Right. Like, it would have made sense for Kanan. It would have made sense for. It would have been an interesting, maybe disappointing, but interesting way to do Starkiller.
Yeah, I didn't want him to be Starkiller, because Starkiller is just, that's a whole other level of fucking badass character. And I didn't want him to just be, just another fucking grunt. You know what I mean? Essentially like a force grunt. You know what I mean? But like a brainwashed Kanan that was getting used, that would have been cool. But
okay. I have one problem with that, because Kanan died in a fiery fuel explosion.
So did Ahsoka.
Yeah, but he was extremely like force powered up in that moment.
He got his eyesight back and everything.
Yeah, like he was fucking channeling the force like straight through.
Remember, they got force healing now.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like Kanan could have fucking survived. If Palpatine returned somehow, fucking Kanan could have survived that explosion.
To be fair, force healing has been a thing, at least in video games, for 30 years now. So like it wasn't a new,
since old Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Well, force healing was something. Force healing was something that was in some of the books in the 90s. I mean, there was some characters that was how they channeled the force. I always liked that idea, which was something that came out of the books, because I remember reading the Jedi Academy trilogy and shit in like the mid 90s and stuff. This idea, it was the books that came up with the idea that like Anakin was like, he would like the way his force perceptions and shit manifested most is he was really, really good with machines.
Right. They had individual skills.
The force, like,
these are the healers,
based on them and their personalities and that kind of thing. The force manifested itself in different ways for every force user. And I always I thought that was cool. It was kind of like, Force X-Men, right? Like they each had their own fucking thing they were good at. You know what I mean?
Like everybody has can do everything. It just turns everybody into Mary Sue's.
Yeah, Obi-Wan was the diplomat. He could work people around, get them to come to his side, and Qui-Gon was kind of an everyman. He kind of did all of it a little bit, but none of them as.
Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of certain Jedi being good at certain things, and not all Jedi can do everything. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, the idea of force healing was something that existed,
Yeah.
but not everybody could fucking do it.
Yeah. The issue isn't that Rey used force healing. It's that she used it out of the middle of nowhere and just
Yeah.
like, oh, suddenly I know how to do it.
Yeah, suddenly, and that was her problem. She could fucking do anything.
Do it.
She could do anything and everything perfectly. That was the problem.
My biggest
She was the textbook definition of a Mary Sue.
yes, but she was doing things that were physically impossible, like passing lightsabers through the Force to different times and locations, and like what? That still makes no sense. They never. I don't know if they ever like explained it in a book or something.
I never watched
really
it.
Made no sense.
They said they didn't want me as the audience member when the Force Awakens.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not Force Awakens. The Last
Jedi. Yeah.
After that movie, it's like I'm done. They brought me back with The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it with the hopes they were hinting that they were going to like undo the sequel trilogy. Then it was like, no, we're going to go ahead and keep the sequel trilogy. Then it's like, I don't care no more. Especially that last season was so bad. Had some good moments in it, but a good chunk of it was terrible.
Yeah, the trailer for the movie doesn't do anything. I'll go see it.
They need to explain where the new ship comes from.
Yeah, I'll go see it. I'll probably at least kind of enjoy it, but I'm not like, oh, I've got to go see this movie, which is sad for Star Wars. But
It's like the whole like with the having Luke thinking about killing his nephew. He's like, this is the man who threw down his weapons. He wouldn't kill Darth Vader, the person that's supposed to be like one of the most evil men in the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't want to turn to the dark, give into the dark side.
That was one of the biggest character assassinations. Luke's entire arc in the books was learning that the old Jedi Order wasn't really doing it right. They were cutting themselves off from emotions and basically turning themselves into robots, and it didn't work, and we're doing things different now.
Yep.
That's why like 60% of the new Jedi Council had wives or significant others and children. And
what are you talking about? There's no other fiction besides the movies.
There's
no comics. There's no novels.
We don't have any source material to pull from. No. You're right.
Here's what I want. I want them to. I mean, keep doing your stories around the Mandalorian time. That's fine. I'm enjoying those because whether they're saying that the sequels did or didn't happen, we're not there yet. So I can still enjoy that shit because it hasn't gotten to the sequels yet.
Mm-hmm.
So keep doing that stuff. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. But I want to see them dip back into. I'd love to see a fucking Revan trilogy.
Yes.
Where like you start off like the first movie is all about the war with the Mandalorians,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second movie delves into like it ends with him fucking seeing all the shit that happened during the war and everything that that they did and walking the fuck away and going out and trying to find what's his name? What's the big the
Starforge?
Well, no, because he leaves because he leaves the
he leaves the Republic because they want.
Yeah, he leaves the Republic because of everything they did during the war, and he got all fucking. He was like, "Fuck this shit! I see what's going on," and he knew that there was a bigger dark side threat out there, and it was run by what was that fucking Sith Lord's name that fucking was basically eternal that ends up capturing him.
Oh, Darth Vitiate.
Actually, that'd be kind of cool to do like a Dooku, how he turns to the dark side.
That would be cool. Yeah.
There's a really good book about that. Basically, a Dooku book that talks about his journey with Qui-Gon and all that stuff. And it's like the audio book is like fully voice acted and all this stuff. It's like as close to listening to a movie as you can get. It's really good.
They should just go ahead and bite the bullet too and just cast the new Luke, new Han, new Leia, and start doing stories with them.
Do a Thrawn
Sebastian
trilogy?
Stan, I know he's older now, but if they just jumped the gun and went and just did that, Sebastian Stan would have been perfect.
Yes.
He looks the part.
I don't know why they're so resistant, dude. This is.
I think they took the wrong thing from Solo. People just don't want recasting. It's like, no, it's just shitty movie.
Right.
Yeah, but
movies.
if you look at when Solo came out, like they had already done 2 movies in the sequel, so they had already made a decision that we can't recast. We got to do something that uses these characters when they're older because we want these actors in these roles. It's like, no, you didn't need that.
The actor they picked to be Solo, I'm not saying he's a terrible actor. He's done really cool stuff after Solo and stuff. He just is not Han Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have that.
And here's the thing. I liked the movie. It wasn't like a phenomenal movie or anything, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. There's some
Han
stuff
is not sentimental enough where he's got this favorite pistol. That's John Crichton from Farscape.
Yeah.
He don't have a sentimental pistol. He's just...
Well, he's got that pistol because it's got like majorly illegal modifications to it, and he's had it forever. They do talk about that a little bit in like some of the books and stuff, where like because almost everyone in that group, Han, Luke, later Mara Jade, they all carry DL-44 blasters, but none of them are like Han's. Han's has got modifications. I like Solo too. I don't. It was kind of a bait and switch at the end where we were promised all this Black Sun stuff and the Darth Maul and all that stuff, and then just completely forgot about it. Never even happened.
Well, I think they were setting up a Han Solo trilogy, honestly, and then the movie just didn't do well, and that was their fault, by the way, because they released it 6 months after what is arguably the worst Star Wars movie ever with Last Jedi.
Yep.
And they gave it no time. They released that movie right in the midst of all the hate that Last Jedi was fucking getting. And so even if it was a good movie, which I think it was a good movie, I don't think it's a great movie, but I think it's a good movie. It was enjoyable. Like, nobody wanted to fucking see it. Everybody was so pissed off about Last Jedi. And it was just, dude, it was a huge fucking mistake. They did everything wrong. You know what I mean?
They should never let Roundhead Johnson just do whatever he wanted, because they actually had an outline for the second movie. He just ignored it.
Yep.
No, J.J. Abrams.
They let him. Like Kathleen Kennedy just let them ignore the plan.
Whether it would have
actually screwed up the third movie because they had to like completely. Luke was supposed to be in the third movie.
Yeah.
No, they had to rewrite the entire third movie, and they brought J.J. Abrams back to try and course correct after the second movie.
Whether it would have been good or bad, at least
here's the thing. I don't think J.J. Abrams, to be honest, was a fucking good choice in the Star Wars movies.
But at least it would have been cohesive. It would have been a storyline.
Yeah, but at least he probably was. If you just stuck with what he wrote, at least the 3 movies would have made sense together. Even if they, again, I would not have picked him to do those movies. But
There's a reason that Force Awakens is the least terrible of those 3 movies.
Yes. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is all shit we've talked about 5 billion times.
The Force Awakens wasn't terrible. They had
it had
the goals. It could have been better.
It was A New Hope all over again, retooled, which is, again, as I've said before, just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to do kind of basically A New Hope for a new generation of people. I'm fine with that.
There were a couple things they really needed to explain in The Force Awakens. How in the hell Han lost the Falcon? 2, the whole Mary Sue shit with like Rey start using Jedi powers without never even knowing what a Jedi is.
Mind control. Jedi mind control.
And what was the third one?
Probably a lot.
Oh, the third was one of the things that stood out to me more than The Last Jedi. When Han dies, Leia hugs a complete stranger instead of Chewie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She knew Rey for like
she's known for decades at this point, who was basically a part of her fucking family. Yeah. No, my biggest issue. I mean, well, the whole fucking thing was a clusterfuck. But if you had just focused on, and I don't, obviously we've watched The Force Awakens, so it wasn't ever going to go in this direction, my opinion. But maybe it would have gone closer to this direction if the original plan had been followed, which was just make Finn the main character.
Yes.
They were setting up more for Finn, and then Ryan had Johnson set turn into slapstick.
Yeah, and then he was basically just a nobody in the third movie.
He was a lovesick puppy chasing Rey around the galaxy. That's all he was doing.
Which was just fucking retarded, because Finn
They were
was
setting up him to be like one of the main heroes.
Yeah,
and he should have been, because like we said before, like the idea, we've never seen in Star Wars the idea of a former stormtrooper becoming like the hero of the Republic. That would have been a cool story. I think it would have been cooler if it had also been him that actually had the Force powers, not fucking Rey.
It totally looked like they were gearing up towards that in the trailers. When the trailers for Force Awakens started coming out, it really looked like Finn was going to be the guy. Yeah,
and that would have been way fucking better.
Oh, but no, he's actually the long lost son of Lando.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only two black people in the galaxy, and they're related. They're related.
Well, what's funny, I don't know if you remember, like the Amazon actually listed his figure as a Lando.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Calrissian, wherever.
No hope. There's no hope.
No hope at all.
No hope at all. Star Wars is dead.
My biggest issue is that every single actor they had, for the most part, was pretty good and would have been perfect in a different role in a pre-existing Star Wars character. Daisy Ridley could have played Jaina Solo easily and been good. We get what's his name could have been Kylo Ren could have been Jason Solo. And we got the twins right there. Done.
Yeah.
It would have been Ben Solo.
There's no such thing as Ben Solo. There's Ben Skywalker.
No, there was a Ben Solo. No, Anakin Solo. My bad.
Yeah, we would have needed an Anakin Solo. We would have needed a Ben Skywalker. But like we had
a Jagged Fell.
Yeah.
But they decided to bend over the franchise.
Right. And every element that they had could have worked in a very successful sequel story. No, Tico was not a good character.
The funniest thing that happened with Rose Tico, in fact, Entertainment Earth were selling a dozen Rose Tico Black Series figures for $1 a piece.
For Valentine's Day.
Yep. A dozen roses.
And still couldn't sell them.
No, they didn't. But who would want 12 Rose Tigos unless you're, just
a masochist,
or just like blowing up figures?
Yeah, that'd work.
Okay, Sid from Toy Story.
Hey, you watch my channel.
Hey, Sid was the original customizer, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a sick and twisted way.
He was a kit basher. He was just misunderstood, okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. That child was giving off early, watch list vibes.
I've said it before. Can you imagine a horror movie, Toy Story, set in like Jared's house, where he's got all his parts and bins, the heads and arms and legs just alive?
Yep.
Why? Why did you have to say that, man?
Because it's my multi-million-dollar movie idea. I'm gonna make that movie one of these days.
Yeah. We got somebody in the chat that knows how to do stop motion. Get them to help you.
All right, let's talk about this real quick.
Yep.
New Spider-Man trailer dropped. I thought it was great. We cannot play the trailer because, of course, copyright, but we can like skip to some still frames of it of Spider-Man. I don't know what this fucking story's about. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I got no clue like who the main bad person is, other than it's somebody who can go from body to body like a spirit. Who is that? I don't.
So, there's a lot of conjecture that it's Sadie Sink's playing
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
Yeah,
But I think we're looking at the villain right now. I am 60% sure we're getting a Man Spider storyline right now.
I mean maybe because he's so they established he's mutating and
it looked like he was getting Toby's powers.
no, he was. Yeah, that was already confirmed. He's gonna have web shooters and shit like that.
Well, I think what we're getting is season 2 of Spider-Man the Animated Series in live action movie form with Punisher.
You're going full Man Spider.
I think we get full Man Spider before the end of this movie.
I mean, maybe, or maybe he's just mutating into a Toby version of Spider-Man. I don't.
Well, they show like his eyes being blacked out at one point, and I hesitate to do it because I don't want to guess the movie. But if Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey, I think they end the movie with her going into his mind and pulling him back out to stop the Man Spider.
People are speculating that Daredevil's going to be in the movie too.
Yeah, because of that scene where he's fighting the Hand, and it looks oddly familiar to the No Way Home.
Yeah, when they photoshopped out Andrew and Toby.
Yep.
Yeah, which is, I mean, makes complete sense. By the way, I mean,
absolutely.
I Punisher, Daredevil. There are many characters who absolutely should have cameos in this movie because it looks like it's going to be, at least from the trailer, kind of a big general, like at least part of the movie. Maybe only the first third, right? Maybe only the first act, but at least part of the movie is going to just show him being Spider-Man with a bunch of different villains, and just showing what his life is like now, daily fighting different villains.
Neighborhood Spider-Man. But.
Yeah, Tarantula was not on my 2026 bingo card. I wasn't expecting that. I was like,
yeah, because I have to agree with the whole Man Spider thing because of him waking up like that in the webs. The question is they also show a scene of him in a cemetery visiting Aunt May's grave.
Yep.
So there's lots of questions to be asked.
I know I saw Tarantula and Boomerang.
Tarantula, Boomerang, Scorpion.
Scorpion was in there.
What I'm afraid of, and I'm hoping isn't the case, is that all of those villains are just a slideshow like in the Fantastic Four when they did the...
Well, that's honestly, that's what I'm thinking it is. Because it makes reference in the trailer to a villain that they can't catch. And then like this scene here, it shows whatever it's supposed to be, a spirit or something in her. And then it goes into like this guy. And then they watch it go into this guy. And then, it says in this scene right here, it's like, oh, we're fighting a villain we can't catch. And then it shows the back of somebody here. So, but here's the thing. I can't think of who that would be. What Spider-Man villain can jump from body to body?
So
I couldn't think of anyone.
Like I said, the only one that even kind of makes sense is Jean Grey jumping, like using her telepathy. But
which, by the way, this is Jean Grey. This is Sadie Sink.
Yeah, I think that's who it is. I really hope that girl on the bus is not Rogue.
Oh God, that would be.
She does not look like Rogue, just because she has white in her hair. Which unfortunately,
I think it was just true, like a little like nod. I think that's all it was. I don't think that was supposed to be Rogue, but
I sure hope not. Scorpion looks pretty good though.
Yep, Scorpion looks good.
Well, you want to know one thing I hope they do in a future Spider-Man movie is bring in Silk.
Yeah.
Because that I would love to see the dynamic play out for that, and
Well,
the total
anything-
cat fight scenario that could happen between MJ and Silk.
Well, I was going to say anything to get rid of Michelle Jones.
Yeah.
Character.
He needed to this should have been when they introduced Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy or
Forget I don't
Or
know.
Felicia.
Felicia Hardy would have been a good one.
I don't know if the Tom Holland pitched for her to come back for I don't know. She's not. Her and Ned should not have been in the movies. That's the only thing I didn't like about the trailer is having her and Ned come back.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they're just like side characters and aren't part of the main story like they have
Hopefully
been
just like
in
a
the
little,
last
like-
movies.
Exactly. It was just like a little where are they now type thing. What happened to them?
Well, I think it's I'm hoping, and we'll see, is that because we saw where it ended, and in this trailer we can see he lives in the same apartment building as them. So I'm hoping what it is it's him like not letting go of what he lost, and so he's trying to stay close to him. But by the end of the movie, he realizes that's fucking done, and he moves on. I don't know. But that hopefully Miss No Chin here is not fucking Rogue.
I would be so disappointed. That would
Well,
be.
I mean, they're not gonna. This is some no-name, nothing, nobody person. This is not Rogue. But
Please, no.
yeah.
Then the whole vibe of that person on the
Love
bus
this.
is wrong for Rogue.
This is just a great image right here,
Yeah.
straight from the original Spider-Man. So, Amazing Fantasy 15, fucking great. Love that. There's Boomerang.
Okay,
There's
Boomerang.
Tarantula.
Not loving his design, but it's pretty obvious who he is.
Looks more
Yeah.
like Penance.
Yeah, he does kind of look like Penance, doesn't he? Fucking gimp mask on. And there's him fighting the hand.
Yeah, but he's on his knees. He looks like he's already been beat there, and they're jumping at him.
And there's the evil eyes.
Yeah, there's the man spider eyes.
Or no, wait. What if he's possessed by that black ooze from the X-Files?
Or a Venom symbiote.
Yeah, I would like to see Tom Holland's spider symbiote or the Venom symbiote, but I don't want it to be this. We don't need a third another Venom symbiote yet. Give it time. But Man Spider would be a new one to do.
This is a scene where a lot of people are like, they photoshopped Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. All of the guys are focused on Spider-Man. Even the ones that are down low are looking at Spider-Man. So I think they might be doing this on purpose.
Daredevil could be like right here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think they're doing it on purpose, specifically because everyone's going to be making the comments about how, they're photoshopping out just like they did last time.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll just have to wait till the interviews when Tom Holland's actually in it again.
Well, what's his name? Charlie Cox said that I'm not in the movie. Now, if I was in the movie, I would still say I'm not in the movie, but I'm not in the movie. But I could be lying. But I'm
Well,
not.
it's the same thing Andrew Garfield said before the last fucking movie. He's
I
like,
love
what?
I love that interview with Andrew Garfield. After the fact, when people realize when the interviewer is telling Tom Holland kind of let it slip because he said that's when he was interviewing MJ. What's her name? Zendaya and Tom Holland, and she's asking like it was a perilous like time when she was like falling in the scenes. Like Tom's like, "Oh, I wasn't there."
Yeah.
And people were figuring out, "Oh, he's not the one that saves her."
Yeah.
But as soon as he says, "Oh, I wasn't there," when shooting, his eyes like, open up real wide. It's like I wasn't supposed to say that.
So I've seen speculation that the person narrating this trailer is either Tombstone or
It's Kurt Connors. That's been confirmed. It's Kirk Connors is played by Keith David
Okay.
because that's Keith David's voice. So
Yeah, it's Keith David's voice, but I was seeing people saying Tombstone and Jackal.
Tombstone is going to be in it, but I know the actor that plays Tombstone is not Keith David.
Yeah.
Jackal, I don't know about, but what I've heard is that Keith David was confirmed as Kirk Connors.
That would be a pretty wild spin to take if they started doing a Clone Saga live action movies. That would be a unique take.
Yeah, I'd be down for it though if it's done right.
Yeah, let's get some proper Ben Reilly
bring in fucking Ben Reilly and shit, and
not make him into a '90s emo joke.
Yeah, and have it legitimately be a question of which one of them is the real Peter Parker and all that shit. You know, like, yeah, that'd be cool. So, I mean, by all accounts, this is going to be the start of a new trilogy. So, you know.
I just want the Spider-Man Deadpool crossover so we can get Jeff the Land Shark.
It's not going to happen.
I think Ryan Reynolds is done. I know he keeps saying that, but I think this time he's done.
I don't think we get any more Deadpool movies. I think we might get Deadpool in cameos in other movies. But I think that's probably it.
He'll probably show up in Doomsday, but
yeah,
I don't think Ryan Reynolds has any more Deadpool movies in him.
And I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like all the Deadpool movies, but we got 3 of them, and there are so
It'll be funny
many.
at the end of Doomsday, the credits is Deadpool like rewinding and talking about shit.
Yeah. Well, it's just there's so much. I mean, especially now that, for all intents and purposes, other than Spider-Man, right? We now have all of the Marvel Universe.
Well, you can be at the TVA and like checking shit out.
Yeah,
on the screens.
So I'm just saying, you know, like we finally have all the old Fox characters. We've got, you know, everybody. They now have rights to everybody back except for Spider-Man. So there's so much other shit we can do. We don't need to do any more Deadpool movies.
Deadpool is at his best when he's with other characters, anyway.
Yeah. So I'm okay with no more Deadpool movies. If he wants to be in some cameos, that whatever, that's fine, cool. I'm very curious to see what they end up doing in the MCU with X-Men after Secret Wars. See how that's going to go. I hope it's done well. I like the idea of Sadie Sink being Jean Grey because that tells me they're going with what appears to be the right age range. No fucking, 35-year-olds playing teenagers. You know what I mean?
Just by 23 playing Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I want to see them delve into some deep comic book lore. I mean, the X-Men movies have. It's not like they ever shied away. But, I mean, at a certain point when and I don't remember how many X-Men movies there are. If you include the Wolverine movies and the prequel, First Class stuff. I mean, I think there's 13 X-Men movies, and in 13 movies they did the Dark Phoenix saga twice. Like, there's so much more to X-Men, right? Like, there's a lot of fucking stories that you can adapt to where in 13 movies you don't repeat the same fucking story. You know what I mean? Like,
as long as we get a proper Jean Grey or Rogue and Gambit, I'm okay. I'm happy. Those are the two that we haven't had properly done yet.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm very curious. I want some good X-Men stuff. And look, chances are they're going to focus really, really heavily on X-Men as soon as Secret Wars is over, which is understandable. X-Men is and has been for a very long time Marvel's most famous property, their most popular property. I mean, the MCU did do a lot, to be honest, for Iron Man and Hulk and the rest of the Avengers. It did help those characters' popularity and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But X-Men is always, at least since the 1980s, X-Men has kind of been Marvel's flagship team, and so of course they're going to focus heavily on that now that they have the rights. I hope they do it right. I mean, other than Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey, which again has not been confirmed, but it basically has been confirmed.
It makes the most sense.
We don't have any other information on the direction they're going for X-Men. Because I know in Doomsday and Secret Wars, the X-Men we're getting is the Fox X-Men coming back for like one last go around, which by the way, fucking great. Very happy with it. Glad they're getting a good send off. But I don't know, man. I want good X-Men movies again. The X-Men movies we've gotten in the past have been 50-50. Like half of them are good and I love, and half of them, not so much.
Mm-hmm. I would say Rolling Trip. I disagree. I think MCU has hit rock bottom. And I think the only direction we can go is up. I feel like we are.
It can't get worse.
We're not quite there yet, but we are working our way towards a second resurgence of MCU. Because at this point, the last 3 or 4 they've been either okay or pretty good. Like I think we're past the Marvels and Eternals of the MCU. I'm hoping.
Well, they did do female Fantastic Four, and Pedro Pascal is Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, but the movie itself was good. It wasn't well received because no one went and saw it because MCU is
people are tired of Pedro Pascal.
But the surrounding movie was pretty decent. It was.
I liked Fantastic Four.
Far better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Fantastic Four. It is not really a movie I've gone back and like okay, so after Spiderman No Way Home came out, right? Like I watched the shit out of that movie. I've watched that movie so many fucking times. I can't tell you how many times I've watched it. Same thing with like Shang-Chi,
Deadpool, Wolverine,
right? Like I've watched the shit out of that. I've watched Deadpool and Wolverine a bunch of times. Fantastic Four, I think I've watched 2 times. Nah, maybe 3, because I know I saw it once at the movies, and I've probably watched it twice since then.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie. It's not a great movie, but it's a good movie. I enjoy it. But partially the reason I enjoy it is because I know that it's not a set direction for Fantastic Four, right? Like we know with Secret Wars and Doomsday coming up, and the fact that this took place in some alternate reality and all that shit, that's not going to be our Fantastic Four going forward. Like they get one movie mostly to help set up Doomsday more than anything else, and be around for that. And chances are after Secret Wars, that version of the team is fucking gone, right? It was a way to bring them in, introduce them, because you need those characters for Secret Wars.
Definitely need them for Doomsday.
Yeah. Well, you need them for Secret Wars if you're going to stick to what Secret Wars is supposed to be, which had nothing to fucking do with Kang. It was all about Doctor Doom. So I'll be honest. A lot of people have said that, because, Jonathan Majors, all that shit that happened and they kicked him out of the MCU, that it just ruined their plans for Secret Wars. And to me, it forced them to do the right thing, because Secret Wars was always about Doctor Doom. Kang had nothing to do with Secret Wars.
Well, there were other movies that got canceled because of it too, though. The Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, well, because we were supposed to get Kang Dynasty leading into Secret Wars instead of Doomsday leading into Secret Wars.
Yeah.
That was going to be fucking Avengers. What would that be? 5 and 6, 6 and 7, whatever. Fucking 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I thought about something that would be kind of cool if they did, since they're bringing back a lot of Netflix stuff into this movie.
Mm-hmm.
One wasted character that I hate that killed off was Purple Man.
Dude, Purple Man was so fucking good. Like, First
and
of
he was
all,
getting power up at the end of the movie when she snapped his neck.
well, first of all, the character himself of Purple Man is such a powerful and underutilized and overlooked character. And second, David Tennant was fucking perfect as Purple Man. Like he was like just oh man, he was so beautifully evil and played that fucking character perfect.
By killing them off too, they should have imprisoned them and then killed them off. We could have got like a recreation, like one of the coolest scenes, like showing how much of a badass Wilson Fisk is. Purple Man's powers didn't work on him in the comics because Wilson Fisk's will is so strong.
Yeah.
And it freaked Purple Man out.
Yeah. I hope. I mean, I would love to see Purple Man make a comeback because I think he is a top tier villain. I think he's an Avengers level threat.
Oh, that's why he's used.
Yeah. And my only issue with it is I have a feeling if after Secret Wars they decide to use Purple Man again, they're not going to use David Tennant. And that's a shame. I mean, they could and they should. But I feel like they won't. I feel like they'll just recast.
And he can play a damn good villain too.
Oh yeah, he's great, dude.
There's something about Doctor Who and actors being able to play pretty good villains.
Matt Smith does too.
Matt Smith was the only good part about that awful fucking Morbius movie.
He hammed it up. In this movie.
Dude, he did such a
Do you think
this movie's shit? I'm just going to have fun with it.
But it was to the point that I felt bad for him. Like you know when you're watching a movie and you're watching a movie and there's like one actor who's just fucking nailing it and doing a great job and who's entertaining, but the movie itself is shit, and you just feel bad for him. You're like, God, you really did everything you could to try and make this piece of shit good. So good on you for trying. I mean, it didn't work, but it wasn't your fault. You know, like that was Matt Smith in that Morbius movie. He fucking he put it all out there, dude. But
so is that three? That's three doctors that we have as villains in the MCU.
yes,
Because in Marvel movies,
Chris Eccleston was a villain.
Yep, Thor: Dark World.
Yeah,
and
technically
not MCU, but
now Peter Capaldi was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So all the doctors,
they all go evil.
Villains. They all play comic book villains.
You either die a doctor or you live long enough to become the villain. So
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're in such, as far as the MCU goes, we're in such an up in the air phase right now that because we just don't know what the fuck's going to happen after Secret Wars. I hope Doomsday's good. I hope Secret Wars is good. And why are my dogs barking like a motherfucker? I don't know. And I want it to fucking work out to something. I really hope that, whatever we find out in Doomsday and Secret Wars about Doctor Doom, gives us good reason, which I'm sure it will, gives us good reason why he's basically Tony Stark and what that deal is. And then we move on from it, because I don't want fucking Robert Downey Jr. being Doomsday after the Secret Wars reboot.
Right.
Get somebody else in there. Somebody else needs to be Victor Von Doom. And the same thing with all the Fantastic Four, honestly. The only one of them, like, if you said, okay, you have to pick one person to keep being the character they played in Fantastic Four, I would pick and I'm blanking on his name, but the dude that played Ben Grimm. I thought he did a good job as Ben Grimm. The rest of them, I don't. They were fine for that movie, but I don't want to see them going forward.
I don't, even though it got spaghetti, John Krasinski did it. I thought it was perfect for Reed Richards.
Oh yeah.
When they were talking about having him and his wife Emily Blunt play Reed and Sue, that's perfect. They already have good chemistry because they're married.
Yeah. Oh no, it'd be fucking.
You watch
perfect.
them in interviews; they're funny as hell together.
I do think though, and I understand why, but I do think that whenever we come out of the other side of Secret Wars, with whatever the universe looks like, rebooted and all that, I do think they're going to skew younger.
Yeah.
With the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Which, I get it. I think they should. It makes sense. You want to bring people in that can play these characters for at least a fucking decade. You know. So, I unfortunately, I mean, I don't think John Krasinski and Emily Blunt have a chance. I think that was fan service in Doctor Strange 2. It was good fan service, and I liked it. And 10 years ago, they would have been the perfect choice. But I don't think I don't think they're. I think they're going to go younger for whatever reason. I'm also digging on the rumors, which I don't know if they're true or not, but I honestly I hope they are. Is that they're going to bring Miles Teller back for either Doomsday or Secret Wars. I don't know which, and have him be the Thinker. Isn't that his name? The Thinker? Is it the Thinker? What is his bad guy name of the Ultimate Universe version of Reed Richards? I think it's the Thinker, right? When he fucking goes insane and becomes a villain.
I thought it was the Mastermind or the Tinkerer.
No, it's not the Tinkerer. I think it's the Thinker, but maybe I'm wrong.
The Maker.
The Maker. There you go. So the rumors I've been hearing are that he's going to come back to play and he might not have a big role, but he's supposed to at least appear as the Maker in one of those two movies. I think that would be cool. Because I think Miles Teller's a fucking great actor. I think
He got shafted.
one of those things. That's another one of those situations where you got somebody who's a good actor in a fucking awful movie, just a god awful fucking movie, and you kind of feel bad for him because it wasn't his fault that the movie sucked. You know.
Wait, say that again.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be nice to see him get a little bit of a redemption there and come back as the Maker. Same way, just like what we're getting with Cyclops, right? We're getting a redemption for Cyclops in Doomsday.
Yeah.
They're bringing back James Marsden to play Cyclops again because of that shitty way they killed him off in the fucking awful third X-Men movie. So he's getting a little bit of a redemption for that, which is cool, and he deserves that. Because I think he was a great choice for Cyclops. He did a great job in the first two movies.
Yep.
So it's good. I'm down for that kind of shit where
also he could be a cuck in Superman Returns.
Yes. Yeah. God damn. Talk about just two bad options in front of you. You know what I mean? Like his choice was, I can go be in this Superman movie written by a fucking sex offender, where I get to be a cuck, or I can be in Brett Ratner's version of the X-Men. Like those were just two bad choices.
Also a cuck.
Also a cuck, yeah. It's like, here's two awful fucking choices. Which do I pick?
Do I want to watch Superman make love with my wife or Wolverine?
Yeah, no shit.
Hey, if it was modern Marvel, it'd be a three-way.
That's true.
If it's modern Marvel, it could be Superman playing Wolverine.
If it's modern Marvel, it would be Wolverine and Cyclops fucking each other and cheating on Jean,
which has happened in the current Marvel comics.
Why did you have to put that mental image in my head?
For your benefit.
Who's the top and who's the bottom?
Wolverine's clearly a bottom.
I feel like he is. Like I feel
no. If anything, Cyclops is the bottom.
No,
Wolverine is so
Cyclops opened the portal to the punch dimension.
No, I feel like Cyclops. Like you would think seeing Wolverine. Oh, he's probably the top, but no, I feel like he's not. Look at the way he cries over every fucking every woman that he's ever been involved with. And when something happens, he cries like a little bitch. Whereas Cyclops, he doesn't cry like a little bitch when something happens. Now he does get pissy and turn into a fucking asshole a lot of the time. But I think Wolverine's going to be the fucking bottom in that one.
But you got to remember, Matt, Wolverine's been around since what? The Revolutionary War?
Yeah.
So wouldn't you get a little mopey about every woman you loved, like dying or something happening to them because you know?
I still feel like Wolverine's a bottom.
Maybe a power bottom.
For defense of Cyclops, I think I would be pissy too if my eyeballs opened into a dimension called the punch dimension.
This is true. Yeah.
For those who don't know, Cyclops don't shoot lasers; he shoots force.
Yeah,
from
it's
the
kinetic energy.
It used to be called the punch dimension.
Why is that so disturbing?
It's the tongue punch dimension.
Your eyeballs are portals to another universe. It's called punch.
Look, Matt, we know you love tongue punch and
I
the
love
misses, but
I love the tongue punch.
Wait! I just figured it out. It was prophecy. The punch dimension is where Chuck Norris is at now.
Yes.
There you go. So every time he opens his eyes, some of Chuck Norris's essence enters the world through his eyes and knocks the shit out of people. That's what it is. I like this.
Chuck Norris can keep both feet on the ground and still kick your ass.
Let's get back to Chuck Norris. It was getting too gay there for a minute.
you know what? They say there's no chin underneath Chuck Norris's beard, but another fist.
It is. Sure.
Some soldiers asked him like why he's over there overseas, and he said that's not true. But I did try to shave my beard of a rock, and the rock broke.
Yep.
Chuck Norris was once bit by a cobra. After 5 days, the cobra died.
In agonizing pain. Yep. I got to shake Chuck Norris's hand once.
You know, Chuck Norris once pissed in the gas tank of a truck as a joke. It became Optimus Prime.
Yep.
This is true.
I just re-watched that commercial where he walks into that diner and they're quoting all that stuff. Like, I know this. When I'm finally cleared to return back to work next week, some of my Gen Z co-workers are going to be like, what's the big deal with Chuck Norris? And I'll be like,
you're going to bitch slap all of them.
Yeah, I might. I might have to go back to my office, take a couple of deep breaths, and just start rattling off the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lone Dragon says Chuck Norris actually died 20 years ago, but death just didn't work up the courage to go take him. And he still got his ass kicked, and not death. Chuck Norris's death.
Yep.
Chuck Norris once threw a grenade and killed 20 people, and then it exploded.
Yep.
Chuck Norris didn't die. He just went to go visit Bruce Lee.
He had to go get revenge.
This is good times. Let's see. Let's turn this off. We've done enough of that. There it is. So what else is new in the geek world this week?
As Invincible started.
Oh, yeah, and I've watched the first 3 episodes.
3 episodes. They're good.
Yeah. As always, like, come on. The show's been great from the very beginning. It is, I mean, one of the best shows on television, period. Like, not just animated, but, like, period.
Ever. Period.
Yeah. So, 100%.
It's different enough from the comics that it's still keeping me interested and intrigued. Like, okay, how are they going to do this? This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Hello, Anthony. Welcome to the channel.
Welcome to whichever channel you subscribe to. I don't know. We're broadcasting on 3 different channels. So,
Well,
3 or 4? 3?
2. I think it's just 2.
No, well, I'm broadcasting on 2, and then
I've got 2, so
so we have no idea which channel you
So
subscribe.
4?
There's 4 channels that are
Well,
broadcast.
thank you for the sub either way.
wait, does that make us 4chan?
4chan, short for 4 channels. Yep.
Unless if
I
I
have
just said stream this to my audience, then that makes us 5chan.
Oh, Emma. Okay, cool. All right, there we go. Wow.
That's
Subscribing to that channel
an
for
option.
content. That's
You're desperate.
I don't usually get subscribers on that channel for when we do this show. I just broadcast on that channel because my subscribers over there know I'm a huge fucking nerd. But
No.
thank you. I appreciate that, Anthony. This is not the normal content for that channel, but
Matt, you don't say at all that you're nerd. No.
yeah, I'm a big
No,
fucking nerd.
Superman just failed because because the bet he made with Chuck Norris, so he's got to wear his underwear on the outside.
Superman?
Goddamn right.
Superman wears Chuck Norris pajamas when he goes to bed.
Superheroes read Chuck Norris comics.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
I feel like
Which
somebody-
I just learned today. He had his own cartoon called Chuck Norris Ninja Commandos.
Oh yeah.
I used to have the toys when I was a kid.
I'm like, I need to find like episodes of
And it
this
was-
because
And it was Karate Commandos, not Ninja Commandos.
oh,
But yes, you're right.
Wash your mouth out after that one.
I
Get
just
it right.
okay. Let me get the bottle and I'll go start drinking.
Anthony's got a question. What Spider-Man comics do you think Brand New Day is using, and what run has Peter turned into Man Spider? The Brand New Day, I have no idea what, because there was so much in that trailer.
It's almost like you're following the cartoon more than the comic.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I don't
It
know
looks like
what
season
run
2.
from the comics that would be using, because it looked like it could be. It very much looked like just like I was saying earlier. It looks like maybe like the first third of the movie is just going to be going through and showing how he's living his life now, and every day fighting a different villain.
Yep.
And so I'm guessing most of these villains are just going to be like cameo shots of, like, you know, as it moves through the movie. Like, I don't think any of the villains we saw outside of, I have heard that Scorpion is going to be one of the main characters, maybe one of the main villains, at least to some degree. Maybe not the big main villain at the end, but he's going to be in more of the movie. But like Boomerang and Tarantula and the Hand and stuff like that, I'm guessing they're not going to be any of the main villains. It's just kind of like cycling through, like, this is what Spider-Man's life is like.
This is why his day sucks today. This is
Yeah,
why his day
exactly.
sucks tomorrow.
So I don't know. I can't tell what run they're pulling from. The Man Spider thing, obviously, if he's starting to mutate, that brings that to mind. Or they could just be just having him mutate to be more like Toby's spider, and then it kind of stops there. Or this could be a thing where, like, yeah, he mutates to get to the point to where he's essentially like Toby's spider, but as this new trilogy goes on, it does eventually come to a Man Spider storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not in this movie, but maybe in the next movie or the third movie, because this is supposed to be the start of a new trilogy. So it could just be like, this is the beginning of the mutation, and for this movie, he's basically just going to be, you know, Tobey Maguire's version as far as his power set and stuff.
Yeah. Well, because
that
they did show that-
eventually moves on. I would love to see them, like you were talking about earlier, I would love to see them go into a full-blown fucking Clone Saga thing.
Yeah.
Um,
They did recreate like 6 different comic book covers throughout the entirety of that,
oh yeah,
that trailer. But they did show that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was at least significantly stronger than Tom Holland's. because
Yeah.
he basically effortlessly stopped that glider when Holland was in
Tom Holland was
rage
in
mode.
rage with adrenaline burst, and Tom just went.
And then got stabbed. Made everyone think they were going to kill him off, and then I don't know.
Oh.
I've been stabbed before.
Well,
I
thought
need to rewatch that Spider-Man movie.
Yes,
Oh,
you do.
great Spider-Man movie.
It was great.
Yeah, I don't know. And here's the other thing.
Andrew made the movie though.
Oh yeah, 100%. But here's the other thing we're not taking into consideration. That trailer may have showed us absolutely nothing having to do with the main villain of the movie.
Right.
The Jean Grey thing in there may just be a way to introduce her, and she's not the main villain. You know, the mutating Spider-Man thing may just be, again, like we're talking about, a build-up to something that happens in another movie. All the villains it showed may not actually be the big overall overarching villain of the movie.
They
like to do that a lot, man.
I bet you I know who the overarching villains are: Morbius and Madam Web. they are the villains.
They are the villains of the Sony Spider-Man universe. That's for damn sure.
Do you think we could get Sony to re-release Morbius a third time? We got to hype it up one more time. Let's go on. We just didn't watch it the first time or the second time.
I have it like crossover with the Tron movie.
Yeah,
Hey man, I actually like that Tron movie.
we should get a what's his name anthology film where it's just like all of his characters. Jared Leto. We should get Jared Leto to make a movie that's got every character from every failed movie he's done.
Be the Joker.
So he's Ares from Tron. He's the Joker.
With
He's
damage on top of his forehead.
He's fucking all that shit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know, man.
And actually, every single character is a drug-fueled hallucination from his character from Lord of War.
There it is. I like that.
Wait, he was in Lord of War?
Yeah, he's the brother.
There were rumors.
Well, I know I like that movie because they killed his character off.
Yeah. I just like that movie. I can throw off the gun.
I'm kidding. It's a good movie.
Well,
It's one movie he didn't ruin. Wow.
yeah, no, he didn't ruin it.
Hopefully he won't ruin He-Man because he's under a mask. He won't realize who it is.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't even think
let's
he's
see.
that terrible of an actor. I think he just has a terrible choice. Like he picks the terrible roles. Like I think he can do good when he's given the right role. It's just for whatever reason, him or his manager just can't pick a role to save his life.
I think because I've heard him in some interviews and shit, and I think Jared Leto is. I mean, honestly, I think he's a big fucking geek, and I think he just picks shit because he's like, I want to do that. I want to be Morbius because I want to be in a superhero movie. I want to be in Tron because I loved Tron as a kid. I want to be in He-Man because I loved He-Man as a kid. And I think he just picks shit because he's a fucking geek. Because I've heard him in interviews and stuff, and the way he talks about shit, I think he's a fucking geek. I
Yeah.
just think he's really, really bad at fucking picking roles. And he just like, I mean, let's be honest. If any one of us were just like, hey, we want you to play Skeletor in this movie, we'd be like, fuck yeah. That doesn't mean the movie's going to be good.
He's
probably
paying
fucking
attention
do
to
it.
the role he's got.
Because
He's
it's
not paying
fucking
attention to the movie.
Skeletor. So I think that's what it is.
Anthony's got a couple questions. His comments.
Yeah, so he says, I've been saying this since I saw the trailer. Frank, with how he's portrayed in the MCU, is not dumb enough to be manipulated by the Hand. But I think the Hand has a ton of influence in what happened in Daredevil, or in the Devil. I'm assuming you mean Daredevil. With all those corrupt cops using Frank's symbol to make, it seems like he was doing all of that with Doomsday. Specifically, I think whatever happens with Thor in those movies leads to 45, and they're going to redeem themselves with Hercules and Olympus. I think the title of the movie is Valhalla. Leads to 45.
The next Thor movie, I guess.
Oh, the next Thor movie. Okay. So with the whole Punisher thing with Frank Castle, yeah, no, he's not. There's no way he's not being manipulated. He's an incredibly smart character in the comics. They've portrayed him as a very smart character in in the Daredevil show on Netflix, in his own series on Netflix. I don't see why that would change. He's fucking kind of nuts a little bit, but rightfully so. He's still an incredibly intelligent character. So I don't think he's getting jerked around or anything like that by the hand. I don't think there's any way.
It's superficial. I'm sure they probably did it because of budget. The only thing I never did like about the Netflix Punisher show was Jigsaw. They did handle Jigsaw. He had hardly no scars. Did it cost too much for the makeup to scar his face up.
Yeah.
Time you would have to be in the prosthetics like for hours.
Yeah. As far as the Thor thing, I don't know, man. Like,
now Hemsworth said he won't come back to Thor unless they make him serious again.
Yeah, and I would like for them to. Now here's the thing. I love the first Thor movie. The second movie, I used to think the second Thor movie was the worst MCU movie ever. That has since changed because there's been a few more movies that have come out that are way fucking worse. But it's still not a great movie. It's got some cool stuff in it, but it's not a great movie. Thor Ragnarok is one of the best MCU movies ever. I fucking love that movie. And Love and Thunder is not a great movie. I still like it. Like, I think there's some cool stuff in it, but it exactly like what, because yeah, Chris Hemsworth is on record saying he doesn't want to do he doesn't want to basically make fun of the character anymore. He wants it to be more serious because that movie just delved way too much into the fucking comedy. I think the general story outline
on that movie.
The what?
On Love and Thunder, they gave Tiki Waititi, whatever his name is,
way
too much power in that movie, and he just ruined it.
I think the general storyline of that movie, of like, and I love how they got through it really fucking quickly because Thor's a god. Fuck yes. Him coming back from where he was last time we saw him and fucking becoming fucking Thor again. And I liked, the whole God Butcher thing and him trying to stop. Like, I think the story itself, the plot, I should say, was a solid plot. I think the execution with delving into the humor and all that shit was the problem, not the plot of the movie of trying to stop gore, right?
Taco Tuesday, that's his thing.
Yeah. So I think there's still some stuff about that movie that I enjoy. Like I like Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and I like the other characters in there. It just delved way too much into the fucking humor because, like you said, Taika Waititi was just given fucking way too much control, and he just fucked that movie up. And don't get me wrong, Chris Hemsworth is fucking hilarious. Oh. Like he's got really good comedic timing, and so like especially and it was when you use the right amount of humor like they did in Ragnarok, it's fucking great and it worked beautifully. They just did too much.
Well, he didn't basically. He only got added little pieces in Ragnarok. He didn't write it. But
right.
Love and Thunder, he wrote and directed it. That's why it's just a mess.
Yeah. So I mean, I would love to see more Thor. I hope they do more Thor. Because, like I said, I mean, I think Chris Hemsworth as Thor is one of the best characters in the MCU.
Yes.
Yeah. Whether he's in an Avengers movie or in his own movie, and even if his own movie isn't that great, he's still good in it.
It was idiotic to turn him into an idiot. It was like he was with the very first movie, he was shown to be very intelligent.
Yeah.
He was doing like physics with Jane Foster, like the astrophysics. And he said, "You're close," and he like explaining like how everything works to her. And
yeah. So I would love to see them do more Thor. I hope we get more Thor movies. He is probably, off the top of my head, if I could only pick one person to keep playing the role they play now after Secret Wars, I would definitely pick him to keep playing Thor.
Mm-hmm.
He would be my number one choice to keep playing that character. I think he could keep doing it for a long time and do a fantastic job. So I hope they do more. I hope he's got, I'm hoping, because he's definitely going to be in Doomsday. Probably not as much as we think, but he's going to be in Doomsday. He's definitely going to have a much bigger role in Secret Wars from everything we've already seen. So I hope we get like some good time with Thor in those movies, and that gets us to another Thor movie that is taken way more seriously and not done by Taika Waititi and you know, I don't know.
After
Bring
Doomsday,
back fucking. Although I don't. I mean, it's been what 17 years, 16, 17 years now
oh,
since he did it. But I would love to see Kenneth Branagh come back to do another Thor movie. I think what he did with that first Thor movie was fucking phenomenal. And yeah, it was the first Thor movie, so there was still some kinks they were working out here and there. But
it's criminal that we got Falcon Cap before we got Bucky Cap.
oh, 100%.
They promised Sebastian Stan that he's going to be Captain America when they cast him as the Winter Soldier. Then they fell through and decided to skip like 15 years of story and like didn't make a Falcon Cap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that was Bucky's redemption arc.
Exactly.
Like that's how Bucky redeemed himself, is by becoming Captain America. Like after all the shit he had done.
He was doing it to redeem it. Steve wanted that to happen to be a redemption for Bucky.
Yeah. And they just fucking just dumped it all. Just yeah, fuck it. He doesn't need a redemption story.
Nah, he can go be a representative, Congress.
Yeah, congressional rep or whatever.
He's basically Brandon Herrera, so
yeah. I don't know where that fucking story even fucking goes, but which makes no sense. Like, and apparently the stories were originally like Thunderbolts was supposed to have come out first, and then Captain America was supposed to come out, but both got delayed, and Captain America got fucking delayed forever and all that. So the timeline didn't make sense. Like, oh, he's a congressman, and now he's not a congressman, and now he's like, it's fucking.
I will never understand the decision to when they had a almost perfect comic book style leader to make them into Toxic Avenger. It's like you had a perfect, like the original footage they show of him as the leader is freaking perfect. It looks great. Yeah. But no, let's completely change it and make him the Toxic Avenger,
and make him a fantastic or a Captain America villain, and not fighting Thor or Hulk in the slightest.
Hulk villain, yeah. Which
and also Red Hulk's also a Captain America villain, so
yeah. Even though he's an Avenger level tier like villain,
yeah.
Nobody was supposed to, and plus the whole origin of like the MCU Red Hulk. So stupid because it's the whole thing with the Red Hulk for the longest time. It's supposed to be a mystery who he was. No, let's just go ahead and make him look exactly like General Ross when he transforms.
And so I was not. So when the Red Hulk thing came out, I was not reading comics. But didn't he do it to himself on purpose? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He did it to himself on purpose.
And he actually used LMDs to make the fool people like that it's not Ross, because so they'll be in two places at one time.
Yeah.
Not mono decoys.
And also, what Anthony said, it was a crime that what they did to Black Panther. They should have recasted. Chadwick Boseman wanted them to recast.
Yeah.
He said this character is bigger than
They even promised him they would keep Black Panther around and recast.
Not kill him off screen.
They lied to a man dying.
Now that being said, don't get me wrong. I think What's-Her-Face actually did a great job. I'm blanking on the actress's name who played Shuri. I actually like that actress. I've heard her in interviews. She's very anti-woke, which I like. And I think for a character, first of all, and an actress playing that character that had relatively very, very small roles in the couple of movies she had been in before then, even in the first Black Panther movie, she had a relatively small role. I think for her to step up and be the main fucking character in a Marvel movie, I think she did a fucking great job. I think there was a lot wrong with that movie,
What they did with
primarily having to
Namor,
do with Namor and all that shit.
Namor was an absolute travesty to the character.
Yeah. But I think I will give her full respect because I think she stepped up and did a great job being the main character in a fucking Marvel movie when, like I said, her character had not been a big deal before. She had been a side character at best, and she was not a, like, her biggest credits were like doing episodes of Black Mirror. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for her to step up, and I thought she made Shuri a much more likable character than I thought Shuri was before this. The movie itself had a lot of fucking problems, but she did a good job.
Well, the CG, and at least in the first movie, people like that first movie, but when he's fighting, what's his name, Michael
Killmonger.
Yeah, the Killmonger. That fight scene looks so bad.
Like a PlayStation 2 game is what it looked like.
Yes.
That's when that was like the, not the first time, but the big time I noticed
The
that
drop.
CGI was getting worse. Like
Yeah.
you compare that to like 2008, like Avatar and like the Transformers movies, and like them or hate them, they looked good. They like, as far as like, they looked real. They looked like,
Yeah, they look like
giant
real
robots
things.
fighting.
They looked realistic. Now they look like video games on the screen.
Yeah. James Cameron invented giant entire planets that are purely CGI. They looked great. And now we get PS2 graphics, fight scenes.
Yeah.
It's like,
The whole Aztec thing with Namor, though, it's like their explanation is like, well, it's confusing because Aquaman's from Atlantis too. It's like, well, Atlantis is real mythology.
yeah.
I think it was so stupid to move away from the Atlantis thing. And I also think it was stupid. Like, part of the cool factor of Atlantis, right, and going that route is this is this fucking ancient, mythical, very, very fucking powerful race of people and nation, essentially, that is that once they become public, they become a huge player on the world stage in Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And they just weren't that in fucking Black Panther 2. They were just, I mean, you got the impression there was maybe a few thousand of them, and they'd only been around for a few hundred years, and they'd been in hiding the whole time. Whereas with Atlantis, there was so much more fucking history to it.
Well, there's actually an Asian actor that looks like they like showing like the time too. He would have been ideal to play Namor.
My ideal Namor, since I first saw this dude when I used to watch Lost, was Daniel Day Kim. I don't know if you remember Lost.
Oh, that's not just people saying it. That's from the studio saying they changed it to Aztec because of DC's Aquaman. That's on record of them saying that. That's just not people saying it.
I mean, it's still idiots that are saying it, but
Oh yeah, there's idiots saying it, but they actually were on record of saying they didn't want the confusion with DC's Atlantis and Marvel Atlantis. Like people can't figure it out. It's,
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I'm hoping that there is opportunity and people actually take that opportunity after Secret Wars to fix these kinds of things.
Yeah.
So,
credit to what Anthony said. I think they could have still done the Aztec thing with Atlantis. Just call it Atlantis, or like have it be like, oh,
yeah.
this is the
Aztec thing
word
is not
for
really the
Atlantis.
issue. It's not having it be Atlantis.
Right. Find a word that kind of translates roughly to like city
And
under the
don't
sea or something
don't
like
call
that.
him
I don't.
Namor.
Well, I
It's
mean,
Namor.
look, look, here's the thing. So, if they had actually stuck to the actual Atlantis shit, like say they're Atlantis, but whatever, they're also it was them that
and having Atlantis
that went on land and inspired the Aztecs to build and do all the things they did or whatever, but it still all originated in Atlantis if they wanted to do that. And the other thing was, like I've talked about before, I grew up reading Namor, and whether it was when John Byrne drew him or whether it was when Jay Lee drew him, and whether it was the stories that were being done at the time, Namor was always portrayed as Asian. He was always portrayed as Asian. The artists and the writers fucking said he was Asian, and several times,
Well,
whatever.
too,
But like
Namor's a
that was who he was, and so when they changed that for him to be Hispanic instead of Asian, I was like, okay, why? First of all, and then to not even do any of the fucking Atlantis shit. Like, this is supposed to be the great ancient fucking civilization that was around before humanity and existed for, when we were all still fucking cavemen, and they're way more advanced than us and all this other shit, right? Like, that's who the Atlanteans are in the Marvel universe, in the comics. They're an incredibly, incredibly powerful, advanced race, and they are a game changer on the world stage in Marvel. And they fucking like it Marvel Comics. It goes back like when we were all still like fucking cavemen and shit. Atlantis was having like a world war against Lemuria, and they destroyed the Lemurians and almost wiped them completely off the face of the planet.
With Namor too, he could have been the bridge for X-Men as well, because people forget he's a mutant.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said, I just whatever. They change. The problem is they changed too much. They changed too much. And while yes, I will say, to me, Namor was always Asian and should have been Asian. It's a much more of a travesty that they wiped out the whole Atlantean history from that whole story. That's the bigger issue. So, but whatever. Anyway. All right, look, ladies and gentlemen, it is about time to wind this one down. I am going to be doing another chat immediately after this. Of course, everybody in here is welcome to join if y'all would like. I'm going to be doing a chat where we're going to get a little more. I would like to say we're going to get a little more serious. We probably won't. We'll talk about more serious topics, but inevitably there will be.
Right. I was going to say I have a correction for earlier. You said you grew up reading Namor, but we all know that's not true. You never grew up.
That's true. I didn't.
Yeah.
I did. But anyways, we're gonna.
The Namor actually predates Aquaman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
That's one where Namor was where Marvel didn't do the ripoff.
Mhm.
Every other character Marvel did the ripoff.
So we're going to shut this one down. I'm going to start my next chat, which will only be on the one channel, where we will talk about more serious issues, but still probably throw in plenty of dick jokes.
The one true channel.
The one true.
The one channel to rule them all.
I was about to say there was one channel forged in secret.
Yeah. And I've just now realized in my background, I have something that if I were to touch it right now, I would get in trouble.
You sneaky bastard, you.
Ah!
No, Matt, no touch.
No touch.
Why are you reaching for that pole in the back of the
silver and walnut pole? Anyway. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. The next chat starts in about 7 minutes. And hopefully we will see some of you guys over there. So
Lone Dragon has a question. Are you doing it on JB's channel? Is that the channel it's going to be on?
No. No, that's not going to happen. Adios. Deuces, yo, all that good shit. We'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your fucking weekend. And if you want, hop on over to the next chat we do, and we will see you guys there. So take it easy, guys.